Hey guys, so I decided to make this video response tonight after all. I'm doing a video response to Divinity's video where she talks about how it's not just men who receive some truly awful dating advice. So she references a book by someone called Juliana De Pandy. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The book's called Think Like a Man, and quite frankly that book absolutely reeks of dishonesty and insecurity. Okay, so Divinity, before I really get into the meat of this video, there's a couple of points I'd like to raise. First off, there's a lot of feminist ideas I really don't agree with, but from what I've seen of your videos so far, I'm pretty much in full agreement with you in regards to sex-positive feminism. Quite frankly, I think that, if inequality does exist anywhere among the sexes, it certainly is in the way that men and women are treated in regard to their sex lives. As far as I'm concerned, quite frankly, as long as someone's having sex and it's safe, legal, consenting, and nobody's being hurt in the process, then absolutely nobody should have the right to butt in and have a go at them because of it. Furthermore, I'd just like to point out that this is just going to be one guy's perspective, so I hope nobody watching this takes this as gospel. Believe it or not, men are actually different from one another. So, final thing before I get started, I'd just like to talk about the subject of dating advice itself. The book you reference is a perfect example of extremely bad dating advice. Bad advice seems to be as dogmatic as the most fundamentalist of religions in a way. It talks about always do this or never do that. Other bad advice would be anything which teaches you to lie in order to attract the opposite sex, or any book which tells you to completely fundamentally change who you are as a person. There's also books out there which teach women to be bitches and men to be arseholes in order to attract the opposite sex. There's a grain of truth to these, there really is. If you're too nice, you'll just get walked over, and if you don't have the balls to even go up and talk to the opposite sex, then you're very unlikely to succeed in dating as well. But of course, being too much of a bitch or too much of an arsehole is of course equally bad as being too nice. There's also some extremely good dating advice out there, there really, really is. So, if I was to sum up some good dating advice, for heterosexuals at least, remember that the opposite sex aren't a completely alien species, but appreciate them for their differences as well. Remember to listen to your partner, show them respect, don't belittle them because of what they believe or what they choose to do in their life. Respect their interests, but also don't be needy and put yourself first once in a while. If you don't do this, then it's very unlikely that a partner is going to show you any respect. Finally, just remember that dating and sex are supposed to be fun. Anyway, on with the video. So, first point, don't giggle during sex. Where do I start with this question? Well, obviously, if a guy takes his trousers off and you immediately start laughing your ass off, that's not a good thing. But surely that should be common sense. If you don't get that, there's something wrong with you. There really is. As for giggling during sex, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Sex is supposed to be fun after all, and if a guy really is that insecure, why the hell are you dating him? Okay, so point number 2, don't admit you're a bad student. Where do I even begin with this one again? It's pathetic. Building a relationship on a lie? What is this person thinking? Seriously. It just seems to me that this book is just pandering to the insecure readers of the book, who want to be told that they can just lie and hide the truth because it's easier and it makes them feel good if they want to believe that crap. I judge someone's intelligence by speaking to them, not by what a piece of paper says. It's it's dating. It's not a job interview. some of the most intelligent people I know have no qualifications whatsoever. And as I've said before in this video, and as I'm no doubt going to say again, if the person can't respect you for who you are, then what the hell are you doing dating them? Okay, so on to point number 3, don't admit that you've slept with more than 5 guys. I mean, yeah, this is just fucking ridiculous. It really is. You know, this goes back to the whole double standard thing that you were on about, and having one rule for men, one rule for women. It's completely absurd. I mean, first time I had sex, that woman had slept with more people than me. Same with the second, third, and fourth woman I slept with. Did it bother me? No. I mean, I'm only speaking for myself. I'm sure there are guys out there who it will bother, but they're idiots. Fuck them. Sex is an important part of a relationship, and quite frankly, if I'm with a woman, I want them to at least know what they're doing in bed. I'm not going to start worrying that, oh, one of her previous boyfriends is better than me or worse, or whatever, you know. She's with me and that's all that matters. I couldn't care less if she slept with 100 men. Provided, of course, that she was free from STDs and she'd been taking care of herself. And, of course, I'd expect to be treated with the same amount of respect myself. If she doesn't like the fact that I've slept with about 20 women, then fuck her, I'll find someone else. Point number 4, don't be a slut in bed. Well, first off, you know, the word slut in this context, I really don't like. I don't think there is such a thing as a woman being a slut in bed. A woman can be sexually adventurous, a woman can, be good in bed and know what she's doing. That does not make her a slut. The only time I would ever use the word slut in a derogative context is if a woman is using sexuality as a dishonest weapon, such as if a woman's using sex to get a place to stay, or using sex to get back at someone else, or using it to get something else from a man. As far as what you do in bed, well, that's completely up to them. There's nothing, there's nothing slutty about it, provided they're not doing anything wrong. I want to, if I'm in bed with a woman, I want her to know what she's doing. I want her to be adventurous. I want her to be able to submit to me, and I want her to be able to be dominant every once in a while. Okay, so on then to point number 5, I believe it is. Don't do anything too kinky in bed first time you have sex. Unless the guy is really inexperienced and insecure, then it's really not a bad thing. Contrary to popular belief, men don't automatically lose all respect for a woman as soon as she has sex with him. If anything, if a woman isn't scared of her own sexuality, that gives me something more to respect about her. Okay, so on to point number 6. Whenever he tells you to do something kinky, tell him you're embarrassed. Again, this is just pathetic. It really is. If a guy's going to lose respect for you for being open with your sexuality and not being afraid of your own body, then what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing with him? If you genuinely are embarrassed about doing something or don't feel ready for it, don't do it. If you do want to try it, do it. Okay then, so on to point number 8, and that is that a common trick guys use is to pretend they've never had anal sex before and want to do it with a woman because she's so fucking special or whatever. I'm sure there are guys who do this. Me personally, I would never do this, quite simply because, well, for a start, it's dishonest. And secondly, I think I'm more likely to get somewhere if I tell the woman that I know exactly what I'm doing, and that I've done right, and with plenty of lubricant, and taking the time over it, that it won't be painful and should be extremely pleasurable for her. Okay, so I think that's all the points. So to summarise, ladies, do not listen to a single word of this book. Throw it in the bin or burn it along with the Quran if you want to. The whole thing just stinks of insecurity and dishonesty, and you're going to get found out sooner or later, more than likely, if you manage to stay with the guy long enough, that is, of course, which is doubtful if you follow the advice in this book. And I'm sure some of these things will help with relationships if the guy really is that insecure or and unconfident about himself. But why would you want to be with a guy like that anyway? It's degrading to men as well as women. It's saying you're these pathetic, emotional little douchebags who can't stand the thought of a woman being with any other man. And for most of us, I really don't think that's the case. Anyway, that's it from me for now. So until next time, take care guys and play safe. See ya.